what we found is that claims of hidden programs are largely the result of circular reporting by a small group repeating what they heard from others, and that many people have sincerely misinterpreted real events or mistaken sensitive U.S. programs as UAP or being extraterrestrial exploitation.
A report handed from the Pentagon to Congress says the U.S. government has no evidence of alien technology. The review is sweeping, covering all U.S. government investigations since 1945. The Pentagon says most sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, were ordinary objects and the result of misidentification. The findings also rebut whistleblower claims that the U.S. has been reverse engineering alien spacecraft and is concealing that program from the public. Jeremy Corbell, you just saw him there on Capitol Hill in the background. He is now with us live. He's an investigative journalist and documentary filmmaker, and he was standing behind those whistleblowers testifying to Congress. Let's get your reaction to this report that says there is no evidence of UFOs or alien life.
Yeah, I'm not sure that taking a few months to study the UFO phenomenon and coming with an agenda of what the answer is going to be is really going to give the American public an honest understanding of the UFO phenomenon. This is something we've seen for a long time. Nothing to see here. Move on. So this is how it always works. But I think that what they're up against is just a cascade, a cataclysmic cascade of whistleblowers who are daring to come forward. You saw that with David Grush giving testimony under oath in front of Congress. I helped bring him there to give his testimony. And he did tell us that we have these programs, these reverse engineering of non-human intelligence craft. So you're either calling all of these people a liar, Commander David Fravor, Commander Chad Underwood, David Grush, and more, Lieutenant Ryan Graves, or you're really going to look at it. So this report, it's what I expected. It's a way to sweep it under the rug and move on. But the American public, we're not stupid. They think you're stupid. You're not stupid. You're attuned. And so they're going to have a reckoning.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, they have condensed this into a 62-page report. I printed it out, and obviously I've been studying it and sifting through it. In it, in fact, on page 37, they say, while secrecy is essential to protect U.S. national security interests, it can reduce the public's trust in government. So, Jeremy, they essentially acknowledge the distrust in government. But what's in it for the Pentagon to lie?
Well, first of all, we're talking about people that can't even pass an audit, yet we're expecting them to audit crimes of secrecy against the American public. From the beginning, it's almost ridiculous. They're right. It is corrosive, this type of secrecy. And the UFO subject has been shrouded in this secrecy. And that is proved by all the documents and all the people that have ever come forward. And there are so many more people now that are coming forward. I'll tell you something. People came to me way before they went to Arrow. I actually suggested that they go to our government and tell them what's going on. They gave us full recordings and briefings, me and George Knapp. So we now know what they testified to Arrow, and that Arrow is explicitly lying. Specifically, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick has stood up there and lied to the American people. It was both unscientific and it was un-American. So sure, there needs to be levels of secrecy, but the UFO thing, what's actually going on, if they're not going to tell us the truth, other nations will.
Where do you go from here? Because it seems like, I mean, obviously we covered it with the testimony on Capitol Hill. We had you on back then. Now this big report came out, which didn't get a lot of play, by the way. This was a few days ago. There were certainly some headlines, but I didn't see it in terms of, mainstream media really taking this on. Glad you're with us tonight to that point. But what do you do next? You say that you have these witnesses. How do you take on the Pentagon?
Yeah, so here's the deal. If people are coming forward, they're going forward through other means, through the Inspector General of the intelligence community. They're going to the Senate Intelligence Committee. I can take anybody into those offices and have them heard. So that is the next step. If they didn't want to do it legally, they didn't want to do it properly, then there's going to be other means to get these people heard. Again, how many David Grushes do we need? People to stand up under oath and tell you, I uncovered all of this, that we have reverse engineered craft of non-human origin, and some of those crashes contained biologics. He means bodies of these pilots. How many people need to stand up in front of Congress? So here's the deal. The path forward, we're going to move hard, we're going to be loud, and we're going to bring more people into public testimony, because if our government won't do it, another nation will, or people are just going to get loud enough within the United States, and they're going to get enough strength to move forward because of what they saw David Grush do.
Well, if you'd like to hear more from Jeremy, he does have a podcast. He's the co-host of the Weaponized podcast. There's a look at it. Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp. That is theirs. Jeremy, and you can follow him on all social media at Jeremy Corbell. As always, we thank you.
Thank you, Marla, for always covering this as news and important news like you have.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's what I'm here for.